Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a day in the life on my family medicine clinical rotation. Throughout my rotations, I've been trying to wake up around 5:30 to start some practice questions or work through a clinical case assigned by our school. I'm doing my best to get through one clinical case and 20 to 40 practice questions every day. Sometimes I don't get through it, but I'm not beating myself up over it right now. At about 6 a.m., I start to get ready to head to the clinic. I make my smoothie, which consists of about a cup of mixed berries, a cup of spinach, I fill the cup up to the 20-ounce line with whole milk, which is probably about a cup and a half. Then half a cup of oats, a scoop of protein powder, and finally about a third a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Maybe a little more on some days, but the dogs always get a little morning treat. And Kaya knows it's coming, so she just waits for it to come to her. Then I pack up the rest of my lunch, which includes leftovers from the night before and a bunch of snacks from Costco. So in this case, we've got some all-natural steak strips and these Harvest Snap pea type chips, I'll call them. And some other goodies. So now it's time to get dressed and looking presentable. The dress code is business casual, so we've got some dress pants. Yes, these are the pants that I wore at my wedding. And then I wait to tie my tie until I get to clinic, so we get the hair looking just right. And then put on a button up from State and Liberty. And that's how we do it. Enjoy the rest of this day in the life. All right, it is 6:35. We're leaving the neighborhood. I usually try to get on the road right around 6:30. I have a 55-minute commute to my clinical site right now for Family Med, and I like to get there a little bit early, but we see our first patient at 7:50 in the morning. So I pick a podcast. Sometimes they are educational and informative, and other times they are for leisure. So we listen to some content for an hour on the way to work, as well as sipping on a Celsius, get some caffeine in me for the day, and then we get to it. I obviously can't film anything in the clinic. It's back there. We're now on my hot girl lunch walk. I've been trying to get out and walk after I eat my lunch every day, trying to do dinner too, but just to try and combat the post-lunch lull that we commonly fall into. This morning we saw about 11 patients and they were all physicals, so I didn't really get to do much besides observe all these general physicals. It doesn't really make sense for me to go see the patient first because the precepting doctor that I'm with has to see the patient and run through everything anyway, so it's very redundant to do it twice. But anytime that we have a patient that comes in with an acute complaint or has a procedure, I get to assist, do it myself, or do it under supervision. So that's pretty cool. I think we might have one this afternoon, but we are seeing 8 more patients this afternoon. So I'll keep you posted on what happens. It's currently like 100 degrees here in St. Cloud, Minnesota. So this walk is gonna be short. I'm gonna get some water and then we're gonna get back in the clinic. All right, it's 4 o'clock and I've left the clinic, but I've got to hop on a Zoom call because on Tuesday afternoons, we have a didactic in family medicine. So every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, we have a Zoom lecture on a common topic in family medicine. So last week it was on the management of hypertension. Not sure what it is this week, but because it's a Zoom call lecture, I just throw it on while I make my 1-hour commute home and listen to the lecture. And by the time I pull in the driveway, we're done. So I got home and relaxed a little bit. Then Marin and I went and found ourselves a patio table for our balcony here. We got Kaya hanging out, Maverick hanging out. Now we're gonna make dinner and then I just have to finish up the practice questions that I started before I went to the clinic this morning. And then that's it for the day. So that's been a day in the life of my family medicine rotation. We've got our commute each way, 8 hours in the clinic, seeing about 17 to 18 patients a day. Lots of just physicals, but some acute care stuff. Tuesdays we have a 4 p.m. didactic lecture, and I'm just doing practice questions on the side to keep up with material. We also have about 20 cases online that we have to go through. But yeah, it's not too shabby. We don't have a test after this one, which is nice for the first one. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, more than I thought that I would. But who knows? We'll see you on the next one, which is emergency medicine.